Severed Heads is meant for a mature audience only. This program contains violent, sexual, and disturbing scenarios. Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome to Severed Heads, written and created by William Goodman. This story is called Evergreen. Chapter 8 is titled Christmas. It was Christmas Eve and the snow was pounding the pavement with little pellets of razor blades and, the blizzard was persistent because every minute the streets were sheets covered in ice and cars were sliding left and right, and to save a life you would risk your own and die tonight, so you better hide inside, whine and dine until the snow resides and wish upon a shooting star that you plucked from the oil-painted sky you created in your mind, a perfect storm of beauty and chaos that only God provides. And everybody wants a white Christmas, but this isn't a Hallmark movie, it's a dystopian, and to say otherwise, you're a lying son of a bitch to yourself that pretends to thrive, a little fuckboy, like I used to be, before I found paradise in bloody hell and turned water into wine to sterilize the universe. Because ignorance isn't bliss, it's ignorant to belittle those that seek information instead of settling for what we are comfortable with. So down with democracy and down with the Democrats. If they want to steal an entire election, you better prepare for the consequences, because in 13 days, America will write another chapter in the history books, one for the ages that will say, "A new dawn sparks ingenuity." It will be beautiful. Joyfulness to a new posterity. That's what I wrote on December 24th, posted it on Twitter and 8chan and pressed send for the world to see.
Seriously, what the fuck are you talking about, you overdramatic bitch?
Let's put Christ back in Christmas and celebrate his birthday and swap stories of worship and overall his purpose with our family and loved ones on the morning of my favorite, yet most complicated holiday. Is something I can only type instead of say because my father hasn't seen my face in 730 days. It was Christmas 2 years ago, and that's when everything changed.
You think I give a goddamn about the kids?
I was 20 years old, living at home, jobless of course, like a weed in a cracked road. It was Christmas Day, just me and my father. He was drinking alone, on the porch in his pajamas. He seemed so sad, so I asked him, "Dad, do you want breakfast?"
Yeah, I guess.
He responded.
I'll be there in a minute.
I made us scrambled eggs, toast, bacon, and a breakfast sausage, and told him to come in before he freezes to death and sober up with some coffee. We were sitting at the table and the awkward stares continued. I looked at him, smiled, and said, "How about those Bears?" He smirked and took a sip of whiskey. "Yeah, I was listening to the score and they'll probably play the Eagles January 6th. If you want to watch with me, that would be wonderful." He took another sip of whiskey and said,
"What would your mother think?"
I was confused by the question and said, "What do you mean?" He laughed and responded,
"With you."
I think I understood what he was after. I said, "She would be proud that I'm a kind and decent human being. He just flat out lost it."
Your mother would be ashamed that you're a coward and a loser without a job or a future.
I knew he was baiting me, so I took a deep breath and said, "Dad, I know you don't mean that. You're just drunk and reflecting. I miss her too. In heaven, she's at peace with what happened." Maybe I shouldn't have said the D word because he shouted,
"Of course I'm drunk. I have to babysit your sorry fat ass. You're pathetic, and I've failed as a father with you and your brother, Trevor, that faggot."
He could see the single tear rolling down my face.
"Oh, you fucking crybaby. Do you want your pacifier?"
My voice was cracking and I said, "Dad, I love you. I didn't mean to offend you." He walked closer towards me with an almost finished bottle of Jack, took one last sip and said,
"I wish you were dead."
Then took that glass bottle and shattered it across my forehead. I was bleeding profusely down my eyelids and fell to the tile and cried, "Dad, please don't." And thankfully, I don't remember the rest. I didn't press charges, but I moved out in the upcoming weeks. I got a full-time job as a cashier at the Jewels and haven't spoken to my father since. I watched the Bears alone and witnessed the double doink. I moved on with my life, but every Christmas I'm shook. So when I pressed send on that particularly cold and bitter Christmas Eve and awoke to an influx of love and support from my peers, I cried for a while and knew I made the right choice with my real family. Thank you for listening to Severed Heads. Chapter 9 is titled Overcast.